The Supreme Court has criticized the Noida DM. The order that was put forth on the necessary institutional quarantine instead of home quarantine. But the Supreme Court has said there cannot be guidelines contrary to the national guidelines. Such situations can create chaos. So the Supreme Court coming down heavily on the Noida DM, the Gautam Budh Nagar DM, where the Supreme Court is now saying to the DM, when it comes to the institutional quarantine of people, that is not required. It will lead to more chaos. Nalini is with us to give us more details that are coming in live from the top court. Yes, Nalini, the criticism that has been made against the DM by the top court.
Amita, this happened during the hearing as to whether or not the borders from Noida and Ghaziabad as well as Gurgaon should be reopened so that people from the NCR region can get access to the national capital. So it was in regard to that the Supreme Court come forth and criticized the order that was passed by the District Magistrate of Noida, saying that there is a necessity of institutional quarantine over home quarantine. So what the Supreme Court has said is that this is contrary to the national guidelines that have been put in place that make it compulsory for everybody to stay in home quarantine for at least a 14-day period, especially after they travel from one place to the other. At the same time, they've said that the district authority cannot come forth and issue guidelines that are contrary to the national guidelines that have been put in place by the central government. In addition to that, the Supreme Court has also gone forth and said that situations like these can create chaos, essentially because there's a limited number of space available even for institutional quarantine, and that is why the government at the center and several state governments have also been encouraging people to first take the step of home quarantine to ensure that they remain safe. So this is a situation that will lead to chaos, is what the Supreme Court has said, criticizing the order that was passed in by the District Magistrate of Noida. And they've gone forth and further asked the Uttar Pradesh government to not only provide a clarification on how this order was allowed to be passed, but also asked the District Magistrate to go forth and recall this order that was been passed by him. So to that regard, the UP government has been asked to respond to the Supreme Court, and the District Magistrate has also been asked to recall the order.
All right, Nalini, thank you very much for the update. So the Supreme Court questioning the order on institutional quarantine and criticizing the DM's move, saying that you cannot dilute the national guidelines that have been set forth by the centre. Let's move on to more news.